it is not a conspiracy theory that Black people are disproportionately impacted. There is a disproportionate rate of Black death. We're talking about Black people dying at 2 to 3 times our population share. We're talking about, conspiracy theories, thoughts, maybe real conversations coming out about certain states like Georgia wanting to reopen the economy by opening up hair salons and nail salons and possibly movie theaters in one of the areas that has the largest Black population, right? And so there's conversations around that. But there's also the reality of the economic fallout that is disproportionately hitting Black people. And regardless of what else is involved, and I do believe that there's something else involved, I think that when you're talking about, we don't want to minimize the deaths because we do keep hearing about people that we know, or people, who are the family members of folks that we know who are dying from COVID related symptoms, right? And so we definitely want to honor those folks, especially when we think about the horror of having to die alone. I think that, and not being memorialized in the way that is true to our tradition, all of those things are real things that we have to honor, and we also have to keep our eyes open. We also have to remember that there's a long history of there being more to the story than they're giving us. And I want to just maybe offer an opportunity for y'all to walk through what one thing you would tell people to do to not only guard against the crisis, not only to protect ourselves, but also to move forward, just as Timon was saying that no crisis should go to waste. So that's true for them, and that's true for us, right? So they're definitely at least seizing upon this moment to usher in more rampant, I think, oppressive systems, right? There's no reason that they're in Los Angeles. They've just increased the police budget by 200 million, some huge amount, 47% increase in the budget, even though crime has dropped by almost 40%. So we should really be cutting police budget. But they're increasing police budget because they're putting police on every corner, in the grocery stores. They're putting them, at the food distribution sites, at the houseless shelters. And so it's really important that we understand what's happening. But I think we also have an opportunity, and I'll do this during the closing. I think that we have an opportunity to also seize upon the moment and make demands. And we don't want to let this moment pass us. And they've ushered in everything that they've wanted. We're now confined to our houses, not relating in the way that we should with each other. We think our power is taken, when really this should be a moment where we're seizing our own power. So if we could just everybody offer like one suggestion of something that we can do.
I'll start. Prepare as best as you can with the tangible goods. Just get, if you can get stuff, get it, because you don't know what new shutdowns or bans or anything is going to be going on. Things are still being extended. Follow the patterns, but get the things that you need, people. Stock
up. Don't hoard. Stocking up is not hoarding, right? No. Stocking up is being prepared. Timon, how can, we know that you're on Queen Sugar. We know that you'll be on the new season. We don't know what format or when they're going to be doing it, but how can people follow your work?
My work, you can check me out on Queen Sugar. I think it's on Hulu, the first 3 seasons. And Stuck With You is on UMC, Urban Movie Channel. And you might want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter. That's Timon Kyle Durrett on both of those. And then my Facebook, which I'm hardly ever on, so you might catch me on Instagram or Twitter. But the Facebook is Timon Kyle Durrett at facebook.com.
Thank you. Yeah. Chanelle, what you got for us?
Find the helpers. There's a saying that Mr. Rogers had, and I was just like, why are people sharing Mr. Rogers? But he said his mother always told him when things get rough, and that's that time period, right, to find the people that help. mutual aids are popping up all over the place. And while that's a white socialist word, we know that mutual aids deal with Black and brown maternal systems and indigenous systems. Find those folks who are willing to let you know they're there to support you, and they'll help you. In our mutual aid, I do get people emergency supplies, the 4 gallons of water per their kid, et cetera, and let them know that regardless of what happens, you have to make sure that they're okay. Stock some food back every time you get it with just at least a little bit, and we've got to start growing our own food. Also, just make sure you listen to people who are willing to give solutions, not people who want to keep you in a frenzy or keep you upset, keep you stressed out, because that is actually what takes us out more so than any virus that comes through. Being disheartened, being depressed, being, without. We can be with and be in community with each other.
Awesome. And Professor Daniels.
Yeah, but even before this crisis, fatigue is something that was certainly rampant in our communities. And so now, in order for us to we have to address it even more so than before. And so certainly self-care is at the forefront in our mental health and spiritually, right? Being grounded spiritually as well. And I think this is a time for us to find our trusted sources. Because there's a lot of noise out there, and people are somewhat easily deceived. So we really need to look to trusted sources for information and for ways in which that we can continue to thrive even in the midst of this of this pandemic. That we as a people, certainly as communities of color, have always somehow thrived in the midst of adversity. So we know how to make bricks out of straw, and we continue to do so. And we will. These are challenging times. We will rise. We will certainly rise from this.
Sure. And your book is Uncounted.
The book is Uncounted: The Crisis of Voter Suppression in America, and it is available on at NYU Press. And it is also available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other places where books are sold. My Twitter is Gilda, Gilda _Daniels. So you can certainly follow me there. I've been told I need to be more present on social media, so I'm trying to do that. But it's, there have been 2 things historically in our communities: education and voting, that have been things that are, as a people, we've said those are the 2 things that we really need to focus on.
Absolutely. And Chanelle, I didn't have you lift up how people get involved.
Yes, sorry about that. I'm on social media everywhere. On Facebook is Chanelle Helm. I just use my private account. The same thing on Twitter, although I do more tweeting underneath the BLM Louisville tweet. And then on IG, I just be lurking. I'm at Lotus Flowerbomb 0912. People can hit me up anyway, in any of those methods. Inbox me. I'm available anytime, especially for us.